All right, y'all. Hey, happy Monday. I am back in the kitchen, of course, every day, every night. And I'm doing something different again, trying something different again. We're making pasta. That's why I see the KitchenAid going back there. Making ravioli. I don't even know what the filling is going to be. The reason this is different, even though I've made pasta before, this is different because I'm making eggless pasta. Because let's be honest, eggs are still hecka expensive, number one, and I don't have hens, chickens, whatever it is. I don't have all that stuff going on out there. So eggs are still hecka expensive. And when you make pasta, you usually need like 4 eggs. Not doing that. We're gonna try an eggless pasta. I'm gonna make ravioli. I don't know what I'm gonna stuff it with, but we shall see. First, we wanna see how this pasta is gonna come out. So let's watch and stay tuned how that goes. So here we go, you guys. I mixed just flour, water, and salt, and I have my dough hook on my KitchenAid, and it's pretty much done because it's kind of coming to a ball, and because my KitchenAid is like, please save me, stop. So yeah, we're just gonna stop it there, and look at that. There's my ball of dough. So the big thing here is that the dough, I do need to shape it a little bit, but the dough really should just rest. I'm gonna rest it for about 30 minutes, as a matter of fact. I'm gonna shape it into a ball and rest it for 30 minutes.
I said that hurt, that caused some pain for her.
So I have here a sink full of kale and rainbow Swiss chard, and there's some baby Swiss chard. It's the most beautiful, cutest little thing ever. And just standard Swiss chard in my sink full of cold water. And my new favorite pan. This is a ceramic coated stainless steel. So pretty. She's so sexy. Everything pan. 3.5 quart. Look at those sides. Amazing. And helper handle is oven safe up to 350 degrees. I love this thing. Anyway, and it's from Food Network. So I've been putting it to the test. So what I'm doing basically, like I said, I'm making ravioli, and I don't really know like what I'm gonna make. So I'm just like tearing up everything. These stems I'm gonna cut up. They will go into the pan. So I'm just basically tearing up everything and putting it, roughly tearing it and putting it into the pan I'm gonna cook it in. This may become filling, it may become a side. Who knows? But that's where we are right now, today. That's what's going on, you guys. So, full disclosure, while I'm chopping up some of this veg, I watched this show. Like, YouTube is my friend now. I love it. I see a lot of behind the scenes action, a lot of things that I would think to do, but would think would be insane to do. I see on YouTube from professional chefs. So there's this one show, Bon Appetit, on Bon Appetit, where this guy named Chris, you guys will have to go out and find this on your own. This guy named Chris, he reverse engineers dishes based solely on taste and feel and smell. Like, he can't ever see the dish. It's absolutely an amazing show. You guys have got to check it out. Anyway, the other day he reverse engineered some spinach ravioli. He could never have gotten the ravioli right because the ravioli was actually green because they added spinach to the pasta base, but it was a very faint taste. But the ravioli was stuffed with Swiss chard. So I'm kind of thinking I want to try something similar to that. I want to stuff my ravioli tonight with some Swiss chard because the flavor of Swiss chard is like really, it's really unique actually. And then it can have really unique colors because mine is rainbow Swiss chard. So I'm thinking I'm going to try that. You guys, just trying different things in the kitchen is so super fun for me. So that's what I do. I don't try to like stick only to what I know. I do stick to what I know, but then I try to change it up a little bit. And this reverse engineering idea has me rethinking a lot of things and wanting to try other things. So that's what I'm doing tonight. And of course, I get to experiment on my guys. All right, so here's my Swiss chard. It's rainbow Swiss chard. You can see this one is kind of red. That's a baby one. The babies are so nice and tender and delicious. But so that's my Swiss chard, and then I have some kale in there with that. And I'm just gonna get that to saute. It looks like a lot, but this is gonna cook down quite a bit actually. So that's that. And then over here, this is my eggless pasta that's just resting. Another 20 minutes or so, and that'll be ready to roll out. So that's it, you guys. We're gonna get it going, and like I said, I'm winging it, so you guys will just have to stay tuned to see what I do. To my greens, I added olive oil, salt, pepper, and nutmeg. Nutmeg is my secret weapon to any dark leafy greens. And I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna pop the top on, let that go for a little while. I'll come back and add water as needed, but I just want that to saute down and get nice and yummy and delicious. I will taste it as I go along. Like I said, I will add water as needed. So it's only been like 3 minutes, and I'm gonna just tell y'all that my greens are already looking so good. Like, so I love greens, all kinds of greens. But a long time ago, like long time ago, maybe 2 years ago, I told y'all about taking your kale and just like raw kale, massage that thing with some oil, massage it. Don't even have to cook it, just massage it. Throw that in as the base of your salad. Put in all your toppings, and that is some delicious stuff. It's kind of like the same thing. Like, this is not even been cooking. This is not cooked. But I'm just gonna taste a piece. Nothing but salt, pepper, and olive oil. And that thing is delicious. It's so good. That's a piece of Swiss chard right there. I could stop right here and just eat. But I won't, because somehow I've got to incorporate this into the ravioli. So let's just keep it going. So good, so good. Your greens don't have to be cooked to death. Even this is tender greens, kale, Swiss chard, rainbow chard, and God, it's so good. I just can't get enough of tasting. And really, honestly, your quote unquote tougher greens like collards, they really don't need to be cooked to death. Like, you can cook them, just saute them. They don't have to be cooked for 2 to 3 hours. That's just something that we're used to doing in the South, and so that's what we do. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to deal with this. I think that's going to be part of my stuffing. I have some grated cheese here. This is literally pizza cheese. It's more Parmesan and mozzarella. That's a mix. And then I have here some cream cheese, because lately, Avery swears he hates cream cheese. But lately, he has loved all the things with cream cheese. As a matter of fact, the last time I made like a dill sauce, he was like, please make it with cream cheese. That's so good. So, I don't know. I'll take out the cream cheese to see if maybe I can do something with that. Meanwhile, we need to be ready to make this pasta, that actual ravioli. So, my attachment to roll it out super thin. Let's see. Lola got things to say. There's my pasta ball. So we're ready to go to start making this pasta. I'm gonna hyperlapse this part because you guys have seen me make pasta before. Nothing much to see here, just rolling out my pasta dough, starting on the highest setting and going down to the lowest setting. So I don't know, can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. I don't want to move it around too much. But here's my sheet of ravioli dough. It's a beautiful thing. This is eggless pasta. It's just flour, water, and salt. These I took down to the 3rd level of thinness. These I cut off at the 5th level of thinness. So we're gonna see how they do. I'm gonna make those into their own little ravioli. Now let's talk filling, because I really don't know what I'm gonna do here. So I don't know. Give me like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Think it through. I don't know what I'm gonna do. What I just showed you is only a quarter of what I had to make. So this right here will probably be enough. So it's football night, and we'll be, man overboard. We'll be watching a lot of football and smut TV. So it's not like it's gonna be a kind of like a sit down meal where we're like having all the things. So that's just one portion, that right there, that I just rolled out. You got 3 more of those. 3 more to go. So you can make as much ravioli or as little as you want. This is 2 cups of flour, and then about a half a cup plus a little bit more. Like, you just gotta gauge it. You gotta put a half a cup in there and let it go with your dough hook. Let it go with your dough hook to see, you know, how it's going, and then add more liquid as you go. The liquid could be anything. It could be water, it could be broth, it could be, you know, some type of green mixture. If you want to turn it a different color, like with some vegetables, some carrots, you turn it orange. Some greens, you can spinach, kale, whatever it is, you can turn it green, whatever you want to do. But that's just to show you, like, just this 2 pounds will make more than enough for 3 people. It's just 3 of us. And if you're serving it with other things, that will be way more than enough. Then we'll make a sauce, some type of butter. I'm thinking we're gonna keep it light tonight, make some type of a butter sauce to go on top. But I really need to think about it. So like I said, 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and test with these little ones, these little pieces first that I stopped on level 5 on my mixer. Like, I didn't make those. And what that basically means is I just didn't make them super thin. So I'm just gonna spread a wee bit of cream cheese on each side. Not a lot, just a little bit. Leave enough edge so that I can seal it up. Let's see. Because there's cream cheese, I'm only going to add a tiny bit of this shredded cheese. And I'm using my hands because sometimes that's the best way to go. I'm going to reach across and grab a tiny bit of the greens mixture. Just enough to fill it. And then, let's see. Need a little bit of water. Put my finger in there. Put it on the edge. And seal it. This one right here, I'm not trying to make pretty because, like I said, it was the little extra that was on the end. So I'm just going to crimp it, like, with my fingers. The last time I made ravioli, I did learn that you're supposed to make it much more of a compact little package. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to, like, just kind of squeeze it. See that? How I squeezed it into a little bump right there? I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to be better about that part, at least. And no, I don't have a ravioli cutter. I don't have any of that cute stuff. So I'm just going to make it just like this. Cut off all the extra. Not a lot of extra, just a little bit of extra. And that's going to be my ravioli right there. That's my test. A little tester. How cute. Okay, so that was my tester. As for the rest of these, normally I would want to fold these over like such, but I don't think I left enough space to do that. So what I'm gonna do instead is fold them over like such and make a seal like halfway. That way I can still, I don't have to like try to be so precise with my measurements or with how much I put in here. So I'm gonna hyperlapse this part because just to show you how I'm gonna fill these. So let's hit it. All right, so here we go, y'all. This is the moment of truth. My water is boiling. I'm gonna add a ton of salt, not as much as I normally would add because there's salt in my pasta and salt in my filling. So this one right here is my freeform number. You can tell. You see, she's freeform. She's very like organic. Drop that in there. And then these are the ones that I try to use the flip side, the like cutesy side of the cookie cutters or the biscuit cutters. Drop those in there. And then this is one where I used the flat side of my cookie cutter or biscuit cutter. Drop that in there. And let us go ahead and just get those down in there. Because what I really want to do is just show y'all how this turns out. And if it's worth it, making your own ravioli, because ravioli that you buy in the store, it's going to be like whatever they have on hand, number one. And then it's going to be kind of expensive, number two. So if you're vegan and you want something other than just kale, you're not going to find it in the grocery store. If you are, you're going to find beef, you're going to find chicken, you're going to find cheese, you're going to find something with maybe some spinach or something. And that's pretty much it. So we're just going to fry it, like let this go for a couple of minutes and then see what it tastes like. Full disclosure, normally when I'm cooking pasta, fresh pasta, you're looking for it to float to the top. These are already floating to the top, but I know that they're not done. Maybe that's just an egg pasta thing. I don't know. This is my first time making eggless pasta. So we're gonna see if they pop or burst or how they work out. But that part right there is tripping me out a little bit, just a little bit. All right, so this is interesting. I'm feeling a little anxious, so I'm gonna go ahead and take some things out. This is interesting though, because that one kind of looks like it fell apart. And that's what it looks like. I think that's the one, that was my handmade one. Oh, that's so sad because I love handmade things. This one, I didn't expect them to be as big as they are. That one looks normal, but it's huge. This one, same thing. Looks pretty normal, but it's huge, like humongoloid. This one is the prettiest one. This is the one that I think I made and did the smooth side, this side of the biscuit cutter. And that side looks pretty decent. So let's see. Let's just let those like cool a little bit. Let's let them cool so we can taste them and see what's what. And my guys, trust and believe, my guys will tell us if it's good or not. They will be like, that ain't it, mama. So let's just wait and see what they say. All right, y'all. So first round of ravioli done, and I'm kind of like I'm touching things. I'm touching things because I'm kind of eggless pasta is completely different from like regular pasta. So I have hubby here, and we're gonna taste some things. This one right here is my freeform pasta, and you can see it completely fell apart. It fell apart. That's okay. I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna have hubby. Oh, this one's hot, baby. It kind of fell apart on the bottom side too. This is one of the ones that I tried to use with the cutesy scalloped part of the cookie cutter slash biscuit cutter, whatever that is. Yeah, it's cute. It kind of fell apart a little bit. I think that's because it's eggless. Honestly, I think that's because it's eggless. But hubby's gonna try this one. Are you ready to try this one? Let's let him go first. He's gonna be super duper honest.
Okay.
It looks chewy.
Mm-hmm.
I already know the fillings are good. That's like, it's just greens and cheese. I mean, we love greens. We love cheese.
Pasta
Two
is
together.
chewy.
The pasta's chewy.
Mm-hmm.
I think, so the pasta being chewy, I think that's the difference between it being eggless and having egg in it. So I'm going to taste my freeform one that completely rolled open. Let's see. This is no sauce. This is just the filling. It's cream cheese, Parmesan mozzarella, and some kale and Swiss chard. Pasta is very chewy.
Not a fan of it. Texture.
The pasta is very, very chewy. Eggless, that might not be our thing. It might not be our thing. Maybe for like eggless pasta, maybe for like a spaghetti noodle or something like that. That's gonna have a really, really rich sauce, but yeah. Try the rest. Just in general, the pasta part is very chewy. It's not spongy, but it's very, very chewy. I'm going to, so this is another one, because I'm on the fence. And this is one of the ones that turned out actually really great. It's still dripping, and I'm so sorry. This one turned out quite well, actually.
Is there a difference?
The flavor to me is delicious.
Yeah, I'm in my mouth.
He has something in his mouth. Don't put nothing else in your mouth. Try it.
Flavor is delicious.
Flavor's good.
Texture of the pasta is still the same.
Yeah. It's that whole eggless thing. Like, honestly, when you're used to pasta with eggs, like we like eggs, you expect a certain consistency, and I think that's what's throwing us off. So, no more.
And the last ones you made didn't have that consistency.
No, the last ones had eggs in them. Cheers. Cheers, sir. He walked off from me, y'all. Cheers. Love you. Love you too. Anyway, yeah, the last ones we made absolutely had eggs. So, It's a no to eggless pasta for us. The eggless pasta, I think, that filling is amazing though. The eggless pasta, I think, is great for certain things. An Asian dish, this would be amazing in. Yes?
Yes.
He says yes. Nothing, not Italian. Nothing Italian. Nothing that needs heft. Although it tastes delicious, the texture is what makes the difference. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the rest of this pasta. So these that I have here, I might not make them into ravioli. I might make them into something else. But the ones here, like this accidental tortellini, I'm gonna go ahead and just like boil those up, and we'll eat them, and they'll be fine. And we'll just do something else for dinner because I still have a pot full of greens that are absolutely delicious. So, you guys, that was a nice experiment. And now we know what to do with eggless noodles. If this brought you any type of, if you learned anything new from this, I don't want to say any type of education, but if you learned anything new from this, eggless noodles or eggless pasta versus not eggless pasta, now you know. Eggless pasta is very, very chewy. It doesn't have the toothiness of pasta with actual eggs in it. You wouldn't want to use this for an Italian dish or for, ravioli or a roll dish or anything else like that. But it might be great in an Asian dish. So I've just proved that for you guys. So we were clearly not happy with the eggless pasta for ravioli. I think that the texture was just a little bit too chewy, maybe a little bit too dense for that application, but I am still going to use the pasta. I am actually going to go ahead and just cut it into just standard like fettuccine style noodles, and I'm going to make a meatless carbonara, mushroom carbonara. So on my cutting board here, I just have some mushrooms that I've cut into kind of big chunks. I left them in big chunks because they're going to mimic my bacon / pancetta. And then I have some red onions, which normally are not in carbonara, but I want them, so I'm putting them in. And some garlic that I sliced very thinly. I have 1 egg and some butter over there. So I'm just going to go ahead and treat this. Here's my pasta. It's in the refrigerator. I took it out so that it would rest for about an hour. And I'm just going to go ahead and flatten it out and make some noodles, and then I'm going to try it out as this carbonara and see if we like that better. So I'm just going to take each square of my pasta and send it through my pasta roller as you've seen me do before. I'm using this glass cutting board, which I never used to cut on, as a landing pad for my pasta. And I want to show y'all a quick tip, a quick trick. I'm making fettuccine noodles, and that would be just a chore to do without an attachment. So basically what I do is I cut it in half, roll it up, and cut it into slices, and then I end up with these pieces of fettuccine. I'm using some flour to keep things kind of like loose and not sticking together. I'm not working fast enough, apparently, because things start to stick and it happens really, really quickly. But that is a tip for you guys. So here's another way to deal with that sticking. This time I have put some flour in between each layer, and I'm only just, folding it over one time, and I'm using my bread knife to cut through those layers of pasta. This way, they're easy just to pull apart. The flour has kept them from sticking together. All right, so I've got all my pasta made and cut. It's very rustic, as you can see. I switched to using my pizza cutter because it just was easier to control, but it makes a more rustic cut. So over there is just my egg and cheese mixture and water on to boil and my mushrooms in some butter, because butter makes everything better. It's in butter and olive oil. and they're pretty big, like I said before, because these mushrooms are going to take the place of our bacon or pancetta. So things are going. Now, when I make this pasta, I'm going to salt the water like a lot, simply because I didn't put a lot of salt in the actual dough. So it's going to look like a ton of salt, but it's absolutely necessary. And then I also need like a ton of pepper in the egg mixture. No cheese here. No salt here, because the cheese provides enough salt. And this way we'll be seasoning up the components, so we won't have to season the final sauce. So we'll see if we like this much better than using this eggless pasta for ravioli. Stay tuned. I'm just adding in my aromatics. I'm going to saute that for about 2 to 3 minutes until it just softens before I actually add in my salted and cooked pasta. And then I will add in the egg and cheese mixture, toss it all together, and it will be great. So I basically just used my 2 spoons here to toss everything together. You see how creamy it looks? Give it a taste. I adjusted my seasonings already. You can see there's some extra ground pepper on the top and a little bit of herbaceousness going on. And that's pretty much it. So the eggless pasta turned out to be really great with a carbonara sauce. Who knew? What I learned in this experiment is that all ingredients have their place, and eggless pasta, it has its place. It may not be ravioli. Previously, I said it's not an Italian dish, but I think it totally depends on the sauce and the application. So I did learn something from making this eggless pasta. Would I do it again? Sure. Would I be more aware, more judicious about how I use it? Absolutely. If you like this video and you learned something from it, please let me know. And let me know in the comments what you think of this little experiment. So that's it, you guys. Please, if you have not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so that you get new videos when I make them real time. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see y'all till next time. Bye.